continuing to work then with this bass sound. Now we've put a little bit of compression on there. We've also rolled off a little bit of bass just to make it slightly thinner and kind of less obvious in the low end, to make a little bit of room for the kick drum and for some of the other instruments. Okay, I'm going to go back and have another listen to the original again, remind ourselves what it is that we're trying to copy. Okay, we're not trying to copy the sounds exactly because we're probably never going to get there. We could try all day or all year if we wanted to, and we'd never get the same sounds because we haven't got the same instruments. So we're trying to create the character or the personality of the sound as closely as we can without actually getting an exact match for the sound. So bear that in mind. There's a certain graininess to the original sound, or a slight distortion. Probably graininess is the best way to describe it. So when we listen to ours, okay, it just sounds a little bit too nice. So bear in mind that the original was probably taken from a Fairlight sampler or similar, which would have been an 8-bit device rather than the 16-bit that we're listening to from Cubase. So it needs to be half the quality really. So one way that we can achieve that is with an insert. So again, I can go back to the same place to put the compressor, and there's no guarantee that this will work, but we can give it a go. And it'll probably be under distortion. Okay, we could try something like a light distortion on there, or we could maybe, let's see, we've got a bit crusher. So there is a mode where it will emulate different types of lo-fi instruments or older instruments, or we can put it into 8-bit mode. So instead of 12 there, try 8. Let's have a listen to what that's actually doing. Okay, without this bit crusher on, sounds like this. With, okay, it's a bit too obvious, but if I bring the mix down, okay, without, okay, we've got a little bit more grain in there, which isn't bad. Not perfect, so we might come back to that and change it later. Not really decided on that yet, but it's a start. Okay, let's see what else we can do with you listening to the original again. Okay, back to ours. Okay, so I'm hearing too much at the moment of the choir sound. So if we open up our bass group, the folder, go to the choir, and we'll just turn that one down slightly in the overall blend. A bit more. Okay, maybe bring some of this upright out more. Okay, I'm going to EQ that individual one as well. Okay, press the E button, again do the same thing, turn on EQ1, turn it into a high pass, and let's just get rid of a bit more bass. I want the twanginess of this double bass, but I don't want the low end it's providing. So now I can turn it up a little bit. Okay, if I put that bass back in, if I turn off this EQ, you'll hear the difference that double bass it's making. Okay, so back again to the original. Let's have a listen to the EQ of the whole bass group now. And our version. Okay, we maybe got a little bit too much top end on the choir sound, so we can look at reducing that next.